All right, this morning we are at $1,792,240. We have 6 days left, or 30% of the month. Okay. Jose, just so you know, when we get SYS 99 back, we're only going to have 7 cavities. Okay. And there was a bunch of metal in the tip and stuff, so in the tips, so that was part of the problem. Okay. I was asked this morning by Roy, where are we at on, what's the date on SYS 164? What's it? I'm sorry? Okay. Okay, alright. And then, okay, that's all I got. Alright, things that we get going on the big site, Jimmy, we need to obviously get 34 up and running. Okay, that's going to run through the weekend. I'll get the weekend list out for everybody here. We are obviously going to be working this weekend, so I'll get that out. 21, we need to get that up and running. All right. 3 needs to go to medium gray. Okay. I know Kenny's working on 1 with the EDART and what we got going on there, and I know you're going to start working on 11. Jason is, to see where we can get going there. Do we know when we're going to get Clack 9 back?
Pick up the parts from the bottom.
Alright, that's obviously hot. Jimmy, as soon as they get that back together, it needs to get in. That'll have to run this weekend as well, assuming we have enough material. We'll have to take a look at that. Press 5 needs to go to fill 38, and then 32 we need to get to PSI 1. And when you start that up, Kenny wants to take a look at that and make sure everything's good to go before we run a bunch of production off on that, okay? Alright, pictures that we got for today. Every time I walk through the factory, I pretty much see these cards sitting on top of the hot boxes. Rich, how much does one of these cards cost? $250, and they're just literally, I bet you there's probably not a controller out here that doesn't have at least 1 card just sitting on the top of it. Okay, so they're not cheap. We need to treat them like they're, $250. Press 13, we left all the purging underneath the press after we got done with it. This whole row back here by the 200 tons is just packed full of stuff. There's chutes, conveyors, all kinds of stuff back there. Just so everybody knows, this area, we keep putting stuff there, but there's going to be a press there pretty soon, just so everybody's aware of that. So we need to make sure we know we're not going to have that space. 58 is still leaking, and it's now, when I walked over there, it's now getting out to where people are, if they walk behind that press, are going to slip in it. Okay, so we need to get that cleaned up. That's all I got for pictures today. There were some suggestions. Transportation waste. Right now we have the enclosure trailer as the front trailer, and then we have the trailer that's farther back as the trim shell trailer. So we drive the enclosures past all the trim shells to put them on the trailer, and we drive the trim shells past all the enclosures to put them on the trailer. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, so we'll talk to InSinkErator, and we'll try and switch those trailers so that they're going on at different docks, so we don't have to drive the forklift this far. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that. It's a good suggestion. We need a place on the small side of the container for chiller water. Right now, the chiller water is all the way over by press 14, so if they need it on this side, they got to go all the way over to press 14 to get the chiller water. So I think that's a good suggestion, okay? In the BOM where the tool location is, put the eye-bolt size and number needed to hang the tool. So you know when you're looking up what tool you're pulling, you know exactly which size eye-bolt you need to get so that you can go pull that tool. I don't think that's, I think it's a good idea as well, so we'll take a look at that. Okay?
Alright, just make sure you check the Kaizen board again for the dates. We're going to put new dates up on material mezzanine 1, so we'll get a new date on that. We're going to have that again, and then there's some other ones to finish the sign-up. But check every day for the date, okay? Because we're trying to schedule it out, and it all depends on workload and where people are at. Not workload, but also a lot of times when we ordered stuff to do the Kaizen event, and when that's in is dependent on when we really need to have it, okay? So we want to make sure we got that taken care of. All right, we've got one of the improvements was the training room cart. So Mary, Cheryl, Nick, and Jose Ayaya will all work on this. So you get an idea where we're at.